is Rachel Herzak, and I'm here to talk to you about homeschooling versus public schooling. Did you know there's so many facts and research about this debate? This debate has been going on since about 1970s. It just now, since about 1990s, have become such a prominent discussion in today's society that homeschooled students have increased population and public schooling, or not even public schooling, but institutionalized schooling has decreased. Now, there's actually quite a few facts about homeschooling. There's 75% increase of homeschooled since 1999 alone. So, since these students have been becoming homeschooled, there's so many students now that aren't going to an institutionalized school. So it can never go one up and the other one stay. As homeschool reaches higher and higher, institutionalized buildings have gone down. This leaves so much more room, though, about teaching jobs and secretary jobs and principal jobs, custodian jobs, bus jobs. So many jobs have been decreasing because there's not as many students as there once was. There's also the 75% of kids that have been are homeschooled. 73% of them, their reasoning behind homeschooling versus public schooling is because they're dissatisfied with our own school system. Our school system, there are so many different loopholes and different politics in our districts that, some parents are just over it and are ready to just teach their kids on their own. Now, public school facts, there are quite a few of them, and they're not good ones, unfortunately. Only 13% are proficient in U.S. history. U.S. history, not any other country but our own. We are not even proficient in our own subject. So that does not look good for institutionalized schools. However, I'm going to get to the point as to why I like public schooling more than I do like homeschooling. There is a difference for me. But I don't not like homeschooling. Homeschooling still has very good statistics, and why not? And these are why. The graduation rate for public schooling actually has been stagnant since 1970s. It's just stayed the same in the 60 percentile, which isn't even good. It should be increasing, not just staying in the same at 60% back in 1970s when school wasn't as important as it is today. Even our parents, college wasn't a big deal. High school, let alone high school. So these students back in 1970s wouldn't even graduate high school, let alone go to college. Today, if you don't graduate high school, it's kind of a looked down upon fact. So that doesn't look so good for institutionalized schooling. Some of the differences too, in every single subject that you learn in high school, homeschool students are way more advanced than public schooling. In every subject, reading, math, literacy, sciences, everything. So unfortunately, that's not looking so good either. There are external factors that a lot of homeschooled positions stand firm on, like the fact that there's not many distractions in a home. This is your comfort zone, this is calm, this is peaceful. It is your home. You know the area, the people coming in and out. Some say that is a factor as to why people do so well. For me, I think you need to be out there in the social realm and not only be social, but you need to learn how to get along with everybody. There's so many different personalities out in this world today that if you can't get along with most of them, or at least try to and be civil with the certain ones that you aren't so fond of, you can't make it in the real world. You need to be sociable and you need to know how to react with other people, just like other people need to know how to react to you. So there are some percentiles that I'd like to share with you, like how scores are actually unaffected by a household income in a homeschooled student. No matter the household income, it doesn't correlate with your school, which I found very interesting, and I found on a homeschooled website that actually debates this versus a public schooling. Also, there's same percentiles for certified teacher parents versus non-certified teacher parents. So that's really cool how there's no difference between having your parent be a certified teacher or not. Some percentiles, no matter what the money spent on education, is still the same. So if a student spends $200 on their school, it's the same grading as someone to spend $2,000 on their school. The college prep, actually, I also found very shocking that in a homeschooled student, their freshman year of college going away is a 3.41 is the average. In an institutionalized student, it's a 3.12. So depending on the statistics and your research you do on this topic alone, it could be many different factors, but for this topic, we'll stick to these numbers. Socialization, which is what I've talked about before, homeschooled is actually higher in communication, daily living, socialization, and maturity. I found this very difficult to believe. However, the statistics and research that many doctors have done, you have to believe it. It is just because that they're homeschooled actually doesn't mean that they can't be social. Depending on the household, I would understand that if your parents are social, then you can be social, that kind of thing. But there are three major points that I choose public schooling for my children. It gives the disarray in a classroom. It prepares you for the future. It gives you all of the different personalities, the different environments for the future to come for you to succeed. And unfortunately, I have to say, life isn't always about calm, peacefulness, and comfortability. It's just not. And if you're homeschooled and that's why you're homeschooled, unfortunately, you're going to step out into the real world and be in a culture shock. This is just different. It's not the same. The third main point that I have is that it gives patience to get along. It gives you patience to get along with different individual personalities. Like I've said before, you need to learn how to get along with people. And even if you don't want to be best friends with everyone, you need to get along with your coworkers that may not have personalities like yours or clash with yours. So these are things that you all need to think about. They're both exceeding in both a school system and in a home. Homeschooling is getting more popular as the days go on. However, I still believe in socialization in a high school, dealing with principals, teachers, rules, and conduct. Thank you.